Eyes open to dancers soaring through operatic winds like angels, sending messages that knowledge of movement instead of words profoundly can project images onto the mind that can change the perception of life. Like time, life is endless and ever-changing, leading us in this dance of fate, with the chance to change negative perceptions to positive ones, with grace and intention, through movement, dance, and touch. My name is Ferdinand DeJesus, and I'm a choreographer. Everyone that knows me calls me Freddie, so call me Freddie. I'm a Puerto Rican kid from Brooklyn, New York, who grew up in a single-parent household with an amazing mother. When I was 14 years old, I was a freshman in high school, traveling from Brooklyn into Manhattan, and there was a dance studio, had a buzzer, so I had to press the buzzer in order for them to let me into the studio, and that was the beginning of my dance experience. One of the greatest experiences of my career was being able to choreograph in New York City at El Museo del Barrio. I had an opportunity to be commissioned and show my creative voice using my dancers, and it was one of the most fantastic works that I think I've ever created. My creative process is a lot like poetry, or the way a writer would write a poem. It always begins on paper. It always begins with music and paper and bodies in my mind. And I take those dancers and those bodies, and I then begin to almost take the words that are on the paper and turn them into sort of moving sculptures. I've been dancing for a long time. I think as a director and a choreographer, it's been 20 years that I've been really fortunate to be doing the work that I'm doing. Dance to me means life. It means breath, touch, change. It represents, I think, some of the deepest parts of the human experience. Dance is a healer for me personally. I think that my work is a reflection of that healing process for me as a human being. I've used dance as a healer, so I like my work to reflect that. I started In the Black in 2011. In the Black was a choreographic project that was about dancers connecting to one another in the black. And the black is representative of the moments of quiet backstage in the wings in the black. behind the lights. Having been a dancer and becoming a choreographer, I feel like I have a very intimate connection to dancers, as I still sometimes see myself as a dancer. In the Black is about dancers. As a former dancer myself, I feel a very intimate connection to dancers with relationship to the performance experience. So In the Black is about dancers waiting in the wings for that moment that they have on stage, that fleeting moment. It is a moment that dancers work so hard to have, and before you know it, it's gone. The overall intention of my work is to change lives. I believe that the power of art is ultimately to provoke thought, to make people look at things differently. And I know in my heart that that's ultimately what my truest self is. I am a choreographer of change, not just dance and movement, but I like to invoke change.